Hello and welcome back to the Minetrek.net game server. This will be an update for the Enterprise D. Anyways, been working on the nacelle area here and made quite a bit of progress on the forward part of the nacelle, the Buzzard collector area. Shadow and Ben Killer Waffles, they went ahead and put in the plasma stream here. And we now have the forward section of the nacelle pretty much done-ish. I'd say about 98% done. There's still some fit and finish work to be done, but that's completely different. Anyways, what I went ahead and did, let's go ahead and go to the center of the nacelle here real quick, and I'll show you. We went ahead and routed the conduits on both sides, as you can see. They kind of tie into the interlocking systems here, and come all the way back to the coupler. Here's the coupler, which basically takes the power from the warp core from the conduits and converts it into the power for the cells themselves. The power comes up here and goes that way, and then the upper one is a redundant power supply that is generated by the cell itself. Anyways, I'm still working on systems. This will be like a gravity support or structural integrity area right here. I've added in a shield and IDF system right here, and that's pretty much it for the back end. I went through and cleaned up some bits and bobs and things like that, but that's pretty much it for the back end of the nacelle. And we'll go ahead and move forward here to the new part, or the work in progress. Just go ahead and fly up here real quick. It's a big nacelle, I tell you. It's been a lot of work. So we still have a lot more to go. Anyways, these are the power converters. The power comes in and then it's converted into power. And then it runs through one of two conduits. Runs through a power conduit, which is just raw energy, and then it runs through another conduit, which is whatever. And then it also feeds in here to, and it's, I guess you would consider it like, this is like a high voltage. This is a medium voltage, and this is like a low voltage line. So that's pretty much what this stuff is. Anyways, we have this big ass room above us, and this is where the plasma comes in, and this is the little chamber area and everything else. We'll get to this booth here in just a second, but I just wanted to show you that room. It's actually part of the ship. Now, normally this would be in the aft end of the nacelle, but we went ahead and decided that, you know what, screw that. We're putting it at the front of the nacelle. And that's what we did. Now I can see why they put it at the aft end of the nacelle, so that they would be looking forward down the nacelle. You know, kind of like the hood of the car in front of you. And in this case, we're looking back through the end of the nacelle. And at the end of the nacelle, there'll also be a view chamber to view the plasma stream and everything else from the back. Hopefully, you can look through this little window here. You can't really get up here. It's just more or less just so that if you're flying around, you kind of get a look inside the room here and see what's going on in here. It's really busy looking, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. It actually is pretty simple. We'll go ahead and we can either go through here, which is just an airlock, but we'll get to that in a second. So we'll go ahead and come down here, and we have three ways to get to the structure above us. We have the gangway here, we have the Jeffries tube, and we have the turbolift. We'll go ahead and take the gangway because it'll make us dizzy, but it also allows me to showcase the airlock here that goes out into the first section of the nacelle. And as you can see, it's a pretty busy area through here. A lot of stuff to be seen and do and figure out. Believe you me, every one of these conduits had to have like 4 or 5 minutes to figure, okay, now this power goes to here, why? And this goes to here, why, and this does what, why. Again, here are the high voltage lines, and so forth. You can see it's quite a lot of work anyways. We'll go ahead and step through here into the first floor of the complex. If we can get through here. You would come up the gangway from here, or enter from the turbolift here. This room will probably be a little bit of like, a couple of tables and things like that, just a small break room for the nacelle crew. You step through here, and Blue Phobes helped me design this. This is one of the areas that him and I worked on together last night. And you come through here, there'll be a door there with like a switch or a button to activate it. And you come out in here. So if you have to be out here, these corridors will all be covered up. We haven't really figured out a design for them yet. I think we're going to adopt, I don't know if we're actually going to leave these as corridors and not worry about making them look, because there is a Jeffries tube, so these can actually look like service, just a small engineering causeway corridor. I'm not sure if we're going to go with the gray blocks or not yet. We still haven't determined that. But you come out here, and if there's no atmosphere or no gravity or whatever, you can come out here and you can check out things. This is part of the coolant system, and these are coolant pipes that lead around. This one leads into that. I think it's to help cool that. So this one here has not been laid yet. So let's go ahead and do that real quick here. My bad for not getting this done. There we go. Alright, and this is part of the coolant pipes, and I still haven't routed these yet, this coolant pipe, because I want this coolant pipe. I think it does route through here though. It's part of this system here, so I think it's actually routed through the center line here, but I'm not sure yet. Because I want it to be part of cooling everything else as well. So I still have to route this. I will figure out how to route this and get this routed, but I want it routed to the back as well, just in case something back there needs to be cooled. So we'll get that sorted out later on. Anyways, we'll go ahead and take the gangway here, the ladder up to the second level, which hasn't been determined yet. I think what this area here will be is a work area for maintenance and things like that. And you can see this, as you can come through here, you can see the power transfer and coiling system. Kind of neat looking. Oh, I see. I thought it was like yellow glass. It's like, how did it get something so yellow? But anyways, there'll be like a, I haven't put it in yet because I wanted to still fly around in there, but there'll be like a little lip ladder right here, and I'm not sure yet exactly what we'll use the space for. It could well be just maintenance and other stuff. Who knows? Or it could be, part of the nacelle lounge area. Simply don't know yet. Not that the nacelle has a lounge, but you know what I mean. Kind of a crew break area. Anyways, here's the ladder, or here's the gangway again. We just came off of it, so here's the ladder, the Jeffries tube, and here's the turbolift. And the turbolift goes all the way down to the ship proper. Anyways, you come through here, and this room was designed by Shadow, and I went ahead and made it a little bit bigger than the base one that Shadow had, so I extended it by 2 blocks each way and by 2 blocks fore to aft, or 4 to aft. Anyways, we'll come up here and we'll go all the way up into the deuterium tank here. And this is the deuterium tank. The reason I wanted to do this is I needed to fix this real quick. Come over here. I think it's right here. Nope, this one. So if that goes there, we'll go ahead and do that. We'll do this. First we'll do that, then we'll do this. This is so that it can deposit and gather deuterium as high up as the roof. I believe this is all the way to the roof as well. Yep. You can see there's deuterium gathering points here, so deuterium can be gathered. And actually that's this way here, so that's the reason we're using this block instead of this block is because the wall is made of that block. You run into limitations with Minecraft. But anyways, so the main deuterium can be drawn out of here and converted into fuel for the warp nacelle or Buzzard collectors. I don't know how it works, but that's the mechanics of it. You'll have to ask Gimheller or Shadow and be prepared for a lengthy discussion. Anyways, you can see the room here, and no, don't do it, don't jump. We call this the suicide window because the episode of Star Trek pretty much dealt with depression and suicide. Of course, the set was a very small set. Literally, the room was a closet, and it was done that way because of budget and space from the sound stage. But as you can see here, you can see down the nacelle. It's very very interesting to do this, just to sit here and look down through that nacelle and stuff. But yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. Let's go ahead and step out here into the area we were just at. We're actually down a few floors, down on the ground level there. What you can see through here, it's very busy. The deuterium is processed through here and up through here. There's several processing or purifying elements to it. I stole some stuff from the Luminosity B to help me get through this stuff because I looked at the older stuff that we had on on the Enterprise, the previous Enterprise, and it was pretty dated. It was good stuff. Don't get me wrong. Those guys really knew what they were doing when they were setting that stuff up. They did a really good job, but it just wouldn't work in this area here because the concept drawings that we went with were considerably different, and not so much different, but they were different enough that we had to pretty much reinvent the whole area. So, and that's pretty much what I've been doing. In fact, I've been working pretty exclusively on this nacelle for the better part of 3 days now, about 8 hours a day, because, you know, it's holiday. But, yep, come out of here, you get your high voltage line, you get your standard line, which comes into your trunk, and your distribution node thingy, and then this routes power to where it's needed. It's also, you know, boosters is needed, but basically it's just a power distribution device, or whatever you want to call it. I have no idea. I just made it up. In fact, I made this custom for the nacelles. There's nowhere else on the ship that you'll find this. This is strictly a nacelle component. This came out of the Luminosity B. It's just slightly modified for the Enterprise D. Basically, deuterium is gathered from the buzzards. It's pumped into retainer tanks after it's been filtered. Then from these tanks, it's reprocessed again, purified, and then from there it's down into here. And then in this process here, things can be added to it, or it can be rerouted back into these tanks and remixed again, or completely reprocessed. So basically it's a reprocessing unit, and if it's not going to be reprocessed, it is fed into this thing here, which does its conversion thingy-majiggy and pumps it up into these actually should be these lines. My bad. Should be these lines. Pumps it up into, darn it. Because I copied over from Luminosity B, and Shadow uses his lines for different things than I do, but than we do on the Enterprise D. These are mainly liquid lines. But what I'll do is I'll fix this here real quick, and then I'll as you can see, it goes out to the processing unit out there, and we don't want that because these are supposed to be these type of lines, and not the conduit, or what we call the high power or the data transfer lines. So these things, for every build, there's a different use for them. I've discovered I've used them for multiple style of things and what not. So there we go. Alrighty, well, I'll come back on the other side and convert the other side to these as well, but basically you get the gist of it. And again, the power lines come through here. Let's go ahead and get rid of that, because it should be that. Alright. Anyways, there are a lot of little things I have to go back through and fix, but power is fed through here, and then it's fed down along here to the regulator, and from the regulator it's all distributed around the coil as needed. This is just a small, I guess you would call it a diffusion or booster basin, where power just comes in here and it's basically cleaned or regulated so that they can above and beyond what the distributors do. So it just gives that just a little bit more power, clean power to be used. So, but as you can see here, it comes through here, and we have tanks here. Then we have a spare deuterium tank here, and this tank here can either be fed directly from here, or it can be fed from this tank here. So basically, if this tank hits too much, it can pump into this tank, and then it can be pushed back into the processing system, or it can be fed directly from the purifier all the way up into here, and then pushed back down and run through the system again. So all redundant stuff. We got a lot of catwalks, and a lot of things to be seen. There's the power distributor, or power, whatever you want to call that thingy. I don't know. I'm not too much on the tech side of stuff, but it's been fun building this. I will say that. I've got braces holding things up, braces holding everything in place. Then we come into the nacelle, and again, more deuterium, raw deuterium tanks or storage tanks. And again, all of this piping I have to replace with this piping. Actually, I think I'll leave it alone. You know what? I'm not even going to worry about it. But it's supposed to be this piping here. So I think I will probably end up switching it out again. It is what it is. Because these are supposed to be high voltage lines and whatnot. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Anyways, come through here, and this is one of the first processing things that come when the buzzards collect it. That's one of the first things that the stuff goes into is here. So it's like plasma and things like that. So I just added a bunch of bracing for the buzzards themselves, and the reason it's the color of the floor is so it's harder to see from when you look through the window and stuff. But we know it's here, it's all supported. But when you look through here, you don't want to see a bunch of crap. You just kind of want to look in here, and it sort of blends in quite well. I like how it blends in, sort of a steeple look. And then we have the SIF, or gravity support system, which basically helps keep the buzzards in alignment. Come back through here. There are catwalks and stuff, and here's another shield generator and structural integrity, or IDF. That up there would be part of the structural integrity field, and this down here is IDF stuff. Little pathways. And then the power for that is actually routed under the carpet here, but it's the only place that I routed the power under the carpet. Otherwise, power is routed in pretty much visible spots. So, but yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. And recently just added in some bracing along here to hold these coils in place, as well as down on the bottom to hold the coils up. Kind of an odd thing, but it works. Looks pretty good through here. We got catwalks again. Goes all the way up here. You can come in here and look around and check stuff out and things like that. And you can come back through here. Actually, we can even go up even higher. We have this little alcove here, and then come back all the way up here, and you can walk all the way around. Check out the coils, and then descend back down into the lower part, I believe. I don't know if it goes all the way down. I haven't decided whether I was going to do that or not, but it is quite a long drop, so you definitely would not want to descend down there. Come all the way forward here, and you're even with the buzzards, and you can look out the front of the nacelle. See the space, stars and stuff. Very cool. I don't know what all this is up here. I didn't put it in, so I don't know what it is. So I'm just going to leave it for now, because I really don't know what that stuff is. Not my thing. So let's go ahead and walk our way back and out of the nacelle. We'll go this way here. If you haven't guessed by now, yeah, I'm pretty beat. I'm pretty tired. Haven't had any sleep for a few hours, and I will say close to 16 hours. And I haven't spent it all on this. It's just been, I've only been working on it today for about 6 hours. It's just been a busy day. Life, you know how it is. So we'll go all the way down to the bottom here. Well, as soon as we can get out of it. These will be walled up next. I'll be setting up the Jeffries tubes. We're going to model them after what Shadow did in his build, because those are really cool. If you haven't seen that video yet, you should go see it. It's pretty cool. It's been out for a few days, maybe a week or so. Even longer, who knows. Alright, come back here. We'll fly over the interlocks. These are what keeps the nacelle attached to the pylon. And we'll just drop out the bottom here. And we'll go over here, and I'll show you something else that Blue Phobes and I worked on together. Fly down here. Work our way around the airlock system. I should go ahead and delete that, it's not needed anymore. Come into the airlock system and work our way forward. Again, this is the bottom of the nacelle, so when the nacelle sits on top of this, these connect to those interlocks and lock the nacelle into place. We'll come down through here, and we added a work bee area. So we have 2 work bees in here now. And let's go ahead and go back out of the nacelle. I don't trust the compass. If I use the compass, we'll end up on the ground, and it's a pain in the ass, so me and the compass don't get along. You can barely see the doors, but here are the doors, right here. and the work bees can come out and perform their service and do their things with the nacelle. Also, we do have a work bee down here as well, so one can drop out from there and fly around and do work as well. So that's 3, well actually that would be 6 total work bees that can get out of the nacelle and work around. And back here we're even considering adding some more work bees that will be able to come out of the ship, but we don't know. I might have to enlarge this door to do that, so I'm really not sure if we're going to do that or not. So, but if we do, we could actually have them drop out to the bottom too. We're, you know, have like an entire like bay of work bees here, and maybe even a transporter, cargo transporter, and or a this is the main engineering deck, so there are industrial replicators on this deck, and they're not too far from here, but put a small industrial replicator right here, because all the parts for the nacelle would basically go in here, and they would manufacture replacement hull plating and things like that, and they would pull it out through here, and they would work on the ship or take it up to the nacelle proper. So, but yeah, this nacelle up here has come along pretty cool, very nicely. I can tell you that the back end of it here, now we'll have to try the compass. There's somebody online. Yeah, it's Blue Phobes. Buzz in here. We haven't done anything back here yet, other than I placed in the RCS thruster boxes. And here's the control booth that will be here, and you'll just be able to look out, you know, the nacelle and stuff like that, which is kind of nice. So basically, we have to add in all the systems back through here, and then build the rooms, and then route turbo lifts, stairwells, and Jeffrey's tubes to it. And there's Blue Phobes. I'm going to let him know I'm recording. And everything else. So that's pretty much it. So I do appreciate taking the time to watch. Again, this is the Minetrek.net game server. This will be the first video. It'll be uploaded to my channel, but it'll also be uploaded to the official Minetrek YouTube channel. It'll probably be uploaded to that channel first, so you'll probably see it on that channel before you'll see it on my channel. Unless something goes haywire, and then you'll see it on my channel first, and then you'll eventually see it on the official Minetrek channel, where all the Enterprise D videos will eventually probably get migrated to at some point. We have to download them and re-upload them, because I don't keep them. I don't have the hard drive space to keep all the videos, so once the videos are uploaded, the footage is truncated, and I move on to the next video. So, anyways, thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Let's try this again. Hello.
Energize me. Hey, Blue, I better not be appearing naked.
Energize.
What the hell? Whoa, it worked, dude. Whoa.
Can you energize Pink Darth Vader, please?
Oh gosh, yes. We need a pink Darth Vader. Could you imagine?
Oh, God,
just imagine. Could you imagine in Star Wars, Rogue One, Vader's cutting through all those those guys are like trembling in the corridor as Vader lightsaber comes on. Then Vader steps into the light, and he's a fucking pink Vader. His lightsaber trails like a little rainbow colors, you know. Would you be as scared? Or would you be laughing your ass off?
Oh, dude, I'd be terrified if I saw that.
Watch Indiana Jones, just the first movie. When he gets to that bar and he starts to have a discussion with the girl in the bar, I don't remember her character name or her actress or the actress's name, but just listen to the conversation and think about it. He would have been 27 and she would have been 16. And the context of their discussion takes on a whole different meaning 30 years later. It's creepy. It is so creepy. I just watched Raiders the other night. I was like, holy shit.
I didn't place the blue. I don't know who did.
It looks like a gun. Like a big gun.
Pew. And it does.
Pew pew. No, I have one right here, Ben. Ben, I have one right here.
With a black boat.
Yeah. Wait.
Oh.
We're all inclusive here on the Minetrek channel.
Yep. Okay,
Shadow? I can't turn... Hold on, let me turn around. Yay! Oh, crap.
Just hit it a couple of times and it'll despawn.
Alright, I'm gonna try this. This is so fun.
Really fall off.
Yay! I'm not gonna fall off because I'm in a straight line. I'm surfing the plasma
I'm not gonna
stream.
fall because I'm straight.
Little bit. Hey, get in the boat with me. Wait, no, don't get in the
No,
boat.
no,
with me.
no.
Don't get him. Send the wrong message. Send the wrong message.
Interesting fact, you cannot go further than this point.
Yes, you can.
Good luck with that. Oi.
Ah.
Ah.